Now, we all know how crazy college campuses in America, well, all over the West are, but I think this in particular shows that they're not actually improving, they seem to be getting worse. Now, this is the story of one Evergreen College Professor Bret Weinstein, who was, according to Heat Street, and there's also a Daily Mail article about this, berated by a shrieking student mob demanding his resignation for opposing an event asking white people to leave campus for a day, has been told not to set foot on the university due to safety concerns. Now, why was he told he was a racist and berated by a shrieking mob demanding his resignation? Well, you see, on this particular university campus or college campus, there is a day called a day of absence. Now, what is a day of absence? The day of absence is essentially a day where coloured students, minority students, voluntarily, this is like a tradition they must have, they take a day off to show how much the college apparently would miss if these people were to leave, just for one day. It's meant to be a whole thing about, equality and the whole, the fight for education, the desegregation of the education system. Brown, I think it was Brown, and all those things. It's meant to represent that and the equality stuff behind all that. And fair enough, if they want to do that, that is fine. That is voluntary. That's cool in my opinion. That they're saying that they want to do that. Even though I think it's retarded, I think it's virtue signalling. I think this is pointless. I think you're better off doing your work and showing how valuable you are through your hard work, proving to the world and to America how great you actually are as people and individuals. But anyway, we need to continue. Basically, they even say that this is basically a thing to show, look how underappreciated we are as well. I saw somebody talk about that, and it's like, well, how can they be underappreciated? These people are going to a university college doing a variety of different things. How can they be underappreciated? But hey, anyway, that's what they say. But this year, there is a difference. There is a huge difference. This time, the faculty that represents, or whoever, the student body that represents the coloured people on campus, are basically now saying to the white students and faculty members that you should, this year, not go to campus for day of absence. They're not saying you can do this voluntarily, they're demanding them to do this. And this is where Weinstein essentially disagrees with these people. And as he says here, students protested Weinstein because he opposed a day of absence event asking white people to leave campus for a day, breaking from the tradition in which people of colour leave campus while white students and faculty members attend anti-racism workshops. So you see, they get to leave and do whatever they want to do, maybe go out to the pub and have a drink, while white students are forced, as well as the faculty, are forced to attend anti-racism workshops. Now, what are these anti-racism workshops, do you reckon, people? I'm under the conjecture here, but I reckon this is social justice rhetoric being drummed into these white students to make them feel guilty, isn't it? Even though, shouldn't everybody be going to these workshops to show that, look, prejudice and racism can happen to anybody? No. This whole day is, to me, nothing more than a thing to essentially promote white guilt, to promote the false dichotomy that only white people are racist and only the people of colour, like myself, are the victims. It's stupid, it's wrong, and it's a lie, but let's continue. And this is what Weinstein has to say. There is a huge difference between a group of or coalition deciding to voluntarily absent themselves from a shared space in order to highlight their vital and underappreciated roles. That's what I was referring to. I don't think they're underappreciated whatsoever, considering they have a whole day devoted to them where they're allowed to be shown up to be these amazing people who we would be remiss to underappreciate and to essentially just downplay their vital roles, but whatever. And a group or coalition encouraging another group to go away. Weinstein wrote in the controversial email prompting accusations of racism. I would encourage others to put a phenotype aside and reject this new formulation on a college campus. One's right to speak or to be must never be based on skin colour. And this guy is being accused of racism. There's nothing racist about that. He's true. Phenotypes should be put aside. Your ability to speak should have no bearing on your skin colour. But this is what these social justice warriors believe in. And here they are quoting some stuff from Twitter that Bret said. The press is missing in action. College papering over the problem, putting students, staff and faculty at risk. Police have given me an unambiguous warning. To be clear, the police told me I am not safe on campus. They cannot protect me. Students in jeopardy. No contact from admin. George? I assume George is one of the faculty members, one of the admins. I mean, look at this. This is the state of college campuses in America. This is the state of politics and race relations in America. Hell, even the West. On a college campus, people are made to not feel safe by a bunch of racist far-left extremists who have whipped themselves into fury because one man dared to defy their orders, to remove himself from campus. And now he's not safe. And somehow the police cannot protect him from a bunch of rich toffs in America. Fucking rich people of colour and white people who are fighting him. As you can see in this video here, it's 50 minutes.
Difference between debate and dialectic. Debate, wait a second. No, it is. Debate means you are trying to win. Dialectic means...
Some of them in this, and I'll only play 10 seconds, a lot of these people are white, and some of them are his own students who defended him. And as you can see...
You're useless then! You're not learning anything! Chill! History... Yes, I know! History could pivot in the direction of the value...
But, as you can see here, this led to a mob of students confronting Weinstein, shouting him down and cursing him, while the professor tried to reason with his enraged accusers. There's a difference between debate and dialectic, the professor told the students. Debate means you're trying to win. Dialectic means you're using disagreement to discover what is true. I am not interested in debate. I am only interested in dialectic, which means I listen to you and you listen to me. A student shouted at Weinstein, "We don't care what terms you want to speak on. This is not about you. We are not speaking on terms of white privilege. This is not a discussion. You have lost that one. I'm sorry, but what has white privilege got to do with this? How is white privilege disagreeing with a bunch of people who aren't white, dictating to other people who are white whether they can or cannot be on the campus? This, to me, seems like coloured privilege to me. But let's continue with the article, people. Weinstein denied student allegations that he's racist. Good, I'm glad he did deny it. When one opposes these proposals, what happens is one is stigmatised as anti-equity. And because I am light-skinned, the narrative suggests I'm a person who has benefited from privilege and that I'm trying to preserve the privilege in the face of a legitimate challenge, he told a local media outlet. The professor held his Thursday class in the park, gathering almost 20 of his students who expressed support for him and denying that he's racist. If he feels unsafe or frightened for 2 days, you can only imagine what black and brown bodies have feared for years, said one of the protesting students, Marissa Parker. Well, Marissa Parker, what have you faced that is fearful? I want to know. Are you the type of person who was brought up in Compton and had to put up with gang violence, rape, assault, God knows what else they had to put up with on a daily basis in Compton, in the rough parts of it? Are you the type of person who, in a more British side of it, a British experience, are you the type of person who was brought up in Moss Side, where you have to look over your shoulder in case somebody stabs you during the whole stabbing thing that happened for a couple of years? Do you have to be careful of Caribbean and African gangs fighting each other? And if you end up in the wrong side or just caught up in the middle, you could be stabbed or shot by a stray bullet or somebody who wrongly thinks that you're part of a gang. Have you ever had to face that fear? Because in both these areas, it's black gangs against each other, isn't it? Or let's go to the white experience. What about trailer parks in America? German, Irish, English gangs fighting each other for supremacy in Chicago and New York, and in Britain, I know a lot of these are going to be Manchester based because that's what I know more. Openshaw, a place devastated by crime, mostly white. So, again, have you ever had to deal with that shit? I don't think you have. You have no idea what it's like to feel unsafe or frightened for 2 days, let alone every single day walking down the street in your area that you grew up in. None of these people have had to deal with shit like that, have they? Or at least most of them. Maybe a few are working class that have managed to raise themselves up. This whole thing is just completely and utterly retarded. It is a travesty. This is what the modern education system is like. This is what the authorities have allowed to happen. They have allowed students to dictate to the faculty whether they are allowed to be on the campus or not. They can basically go and say, oh, look, that's racist, don't do that. That's not racist, you don't have to do that. This person has to leave. And we have the power of the mob, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. And I can show you this. Watch this. Watch this.
Got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist teachers have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist teachers have got to go, hey, hey. Teachers have got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist teachers have got to.
I don't even need to show you the whole minute to see what they're doing. Mob justice. They're allowing raving mobs of sycophants and extremists, these rich toffs, to go around being like gangs. They're literally LARPing like a bunch of fucking vigilante LARPs in a fucking sci-fi fantasy film. This is what they're doing. This is something you see in The Walking Dead. when the main characters, for example, might walk into like a human settlement and they might upset the status quo, and then the whole witch hunt develops. This is what's happening. This is a witch hunt. This is like reverse McCarthyism. This is the left-wing version of McCarthyism right now in America. And I don't know what we're going to do about it because they're so entrenched. And I don't see what Trump's doing. He seems to be doing nothing. Nobody's doing anything about it. I don't have any solutions as of yet. But anyway, I think I'll end it there. You all know my opinion on that, so like whitelist me in your ad blocker, or donate to a Patreon if you want to see me do more of this full time. Like and share the video, and until next time, I'll see you all later.